25,000 Ofcom complaints. Like, you can't drag the dragger. Somebody said that his brother looked a little bit like Lord Farquaad. Jake, the fake, the slithering snake. It's giving very like shisha lounge times rest in peace Pop Smoke. Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. I'm Ashleigh Louise, bringing you all of this week's shenanigans. Before we get into the video though, please do make sure you guys are subscribed and you hit the notification bell. It really helps us new content creators, and like I keep saying, it gives very just support a black owned business. Now you might notice that I'm in a little bit of a different background this week. This week I headed to Bristol just to see some friends and family. My first stop was Faith James Nails. She, in my opinion, is the best nail tech in the whole country. I always love her work. We went for something a bit different this week. I don't usually do colour on my nails, but I did with Faith. Honestly, I trust her so much. So if you guys are ever in Bristol, make sure you check her out. My next stop was, of course, my favourite yard food shop in the UK. It's called Rice and Things. So if you guys are ever in Bristol, you need to be going there. The food is the best, and honestly, like, I love a yard food shop, but I can never find one anywhere else that I like as much as Rice and Things. So make sure if you guys are ever in Bristol, you check Rice and Things out. And then I spent some time with my girls. It's really weird because my friends are, like, my best friends are from Bristol, but they're always in London with me. So it's weird to catch up with them in Bristol, but it was so nice. We went to a restaurant in Bristol called Pasture, best steak. We had good laughs, good drinks. It's always, I don't know, I love catching up with my girls no matter how often I see them. Catching up with your besties is life. Finally, it was my baby sister's birthday this week as well, so we went out to celebrate her. Big 25, it was nice to have all the family. So yeah, like, I feel like socially charged up and I'm in a really good mood and I'm in a really good space. So it's been a really good week. Next week you probably won't see this location, but if you do want to ever see like vlogs from me, you do want to see what I get up to in the week and a little bit of my personal life, let me know in the comments and I'll be happy to start switching up the videos a little bit for you. So let's get into what's happened this week. My first thing of the week is always Love Island. It's always gonna be Love Island. I'm not going to recap the week because, like I always tell you guys, there are other channels that do that. However, there are a few things about Love Island this week that I do want to touch on and I do want to talk to you about. Number one being Faye and Teddy. 25,000 Ofcom complaints about the way that Faye spoke to Teddy. And what I want us to start doing in the black community especially is start using words like aggressive, scary, violent to describe these women in the same way that we get described when we're doing nothing of the sort. So I'm really glad to see that so many of you guys complained to Ofcom about the way Faye spoke to Teddy. Had that have been another woman of colour, can you actually imagine the backlash that she would have received? Let alone if it was a man of colour, it would have been all over. So again, more complaints, like more complaints. However, I do believe that those Ofcom complaints and the pressure that ITV2 were under to kind of get things under control, they kind of made Faye apologise to Teddy, and that's what we saw on screen. I don't believe it was genuine. I believe they said to her, Han, we're in a bit of trouble. You need to apologise to kind of get us out of this rut. And so she did to save face and she did to appease ITV and to appease the audience. But I don't feel like it was genuine. And as soon as they are out of that house, that relationship to me is over. Teddy really does need to get a backbone. I was so disappointed in seeing him forgive her so easily. I thought he was going to put up a bit of a chase, even if, right, you want to take somebody back. Let's be real. I be taking people back. Like, I've been taking people back. I've gone back a few times. I have gone back a few times, but I at least make the person work for it. You don't just let someone say sorry to you after cussing you out in front of the whole country, and then as soon as they click their fingers and apologise, you run back to them and you sleep in their bed the same night. Who does that? So respectfully, no, disrespectfully, get Teddy and Faye out of here. Like, we're not interested in them. We're done. Done. So, in other Love Island-esque news, I kind of got dragged a little bit this week. However, I don't really think I can get dragged. I'm undraggable. Like, you can't drag the dragger, if that makes sense. Because I am someone who, when you people start to with your Twitter fingers, I mute the tweet. So you're like tweeting into oblivion. Like, you're just bad online in space. Like, I can't even see you. Like, you're in space with like Jeff Bezos and them, man. Like, I literally can't see what you're saying. So anyway, I was talking about Mary's kind of before and after pictures. She clearly has had some aesthetics done. Not sure if it's surgery, but I was just asking, I'll put the tweet up here for you, but I was just simply asking, what work do you think she's had done? Because sis, I want it. I am pro surgery and pro aesthetics, but my only gripe, or my only ever kind of like cause for concern was when girls get it done really, really young, and when they don't research. But if you're kind of like mid-20s and you mid to late 20s and you kind of want to do a few things here and there, go for it. Make sure you research and make sure you're doing it because you want to do it. Anyway though, I asked the question and people felt like I was dragging her. I'm not dragging her. She looks great before and after aesthetics or surgery or whatever it is she has done. To me, her before picture and after picture, you can see that the makeup is very different. Makeup can make or break someone's face, and if your makeup is a little bit muddy, it can definitely make you look different. So that's one thing. I think she's changed up her makeup routine. Second thing, she was quite young in the first image. I'm told she was, I think, in her teens. Now she's obviously 22 years old. So again, you develop, you kind of grow into yourself, weight fluctuates, and so you can look different. But number three, she's had work done as well. Let's be completely honest. All of those things can still be true and she can still have had work done. So let's not be too pedantic here. Some people were saying that she may have had a nose job. Some people were saying that she may have had those like the Fox brow lift. Some people are saying she's got fillers. Whatever it is that she's got, I like it. A lot of you were saying the same as well, so I'll put some of your tweets up. A lot of you did agree with me. A lot of you do like a lot of people like aesthetics done right. Do you know what I mean? Like, if you get aesthetics and you do it right, you can look fantastic. So if you see me with a new face in like the next month or so, just mind your business. Like, just keep scrolling. You can compliment, but like, don't ask questions. Like, I'm probably gonna do it. Just mind your business. Like, I'm not discussing it once I have it done. Just, I work out like this. It's just, that's the vibes we're going for. But yeah, no hate to Mary. I love Mary. I think she looks good before and after. I think she looks fantastic without makeup. Her surgeon, her doctor, her aesthetics magician worked wonders, and I'm here for it. So, and by the way, can I just add, Mary has also spoken about this herself. She's admitted to getting some work done. I'll put the article up where she kind of just said there's no point going through life being insecure about something. If you want to change something, change it and make sure you're happy. So I agree with her. I'm all for it. Can't really see what else I can say about that. But for those of you trying to drag me in the comments, like, I don't even see you. Like, you're in space. Don't see you, hun. In Mars with the little machine that they sent up there. Like, I absolutely can't see any of you guys. Muted. Moving on in other Love Island kerfuffles. Do you know, okay, so every night we do Talks with Ash. Talks with Ash is like my Clubhouse talk show essentially, and at the moment we are recapping the series of Love Island. I took 2 nights off because Homegirl has been doing these rooms since they started. I needed a break. It would be the one night that I took off that Brett's brother, Brett from Love Island, his brother, he's got a twin brother, he came in the room to defend what people were saying about his brother. Now, somebody said that his brother looked a little bit like Lord Farquaad, but then somebody also said that his brother looked like Ted Bundy, who is, as some of you may know, like the serial killer. His twin brother did not take well to that. He came on stage in my Clubhouse room to kind of defend his brother from those comments. He was really upset, started bringing up Black Lives Matter. I wasn't in the room, but UK Gossip took the audio from the Clubhouse room, slapped it on their Instagram page, and people were a little bit upset about that. No one in that room consented to being recorded. They also didn't consent for it to go up on a very popular gossip page. And this is the thing with gossip pages, like sometimes they're really great and sometimes they're really supportive and they can push your projects, but then sometimes they kind of act in a way that is just irritating. So yeah, some of the people from Talks with Ash were a bit upset. Who knew Brett had a twin? Like, and I actually don't think saying that someone looks like a serial killer is a bad thing. Like, you just look like them. You're not a serial killer, but you look like the person who did some serial killing. Like, it's different. I don't think it's that deep, but he said he didn't mind the Lord Farquaad jokes. So, I don't know, but shout out to Brett's twin. You're welcome in my rooms anytime. But Talks with Ash is a space for people to just get their banter off. So, if you are a sensitive Sally, you're not going to want to be in the rooms, and I would recommend that you just don't come in them. So yeah, shout out to Brett's twin bro. Sorry if anybody offended you, but yeah, Ted Bundy was like, the girls liked him. Like, they liked him. They thought he was fire. So technically speaking, it's a compliment, depending on how you take it. But Ted Bundy was, yeah, like, they thought he was cute. Not my cup of tea. I like LeBron James, but they thought he was cute. Okay, so next up we have Clarice and Sideman Part 2. Now, I don't know if Clarice is on tour. Clarice is on tour. Like, Clarice is on a press run. And I get it, because when you come out of a show like Love Island, I'm pretty sure that the show asks them to kind of like, they may be contracted to do a certain amount of press. So they may have to go to like the same sort of outlets, the same sort of media outlets all of the time. So I've seen so many people go where Clarice has gone. So I don't think she's doing it on purpose. Like, I don't think she's reaching out to these establishments or these organisations and saying, hey, interview me, I want to talk about Kaz. It is probably part of her contract. She does have to probably do a certain amount of press. However, girl, Kaz hasn't mentioned Clarice one time since she's left. And even when Clarice was in the house, Kaz kept her frustration and her anger towards Homeboy, right? I never even really heard her mention Clarice's name very much. So to continuously keep doing interviews where all you do is talk about Kaz is starting to get a little bit jarring. Now, I wish I could say that that was all that she had done. It's not. Unfortunately, there were some disparaging comments left on Clarice's Instagram, and I'm paraphrasing, so I will pop it up on the screen. But it was something along the lines of, Clarice is a beautiful girl for Kaz anyway. And Clarice responded with some love hearts. And other comments about Kaz or about Clarice's beauty were left on Clarice's Instagram page, and she had liked them. So it kind of, in a way, justified Sideman's comments, and he was reveling in it. He did a Clubhouse room. He's done videos where he's kind of explained himself. Like I said in my last video, I think Sideman should stay out of women's business, but he wasn't wrong on this occasion. So it's like, two things can be true. Clarice did need humbling, but do we want to hear a man talk about humbling a woman? No. Like, Clarice, what was the outcome? Like, what was the outcome, hun? Like, wrap it up. We're over it. And finally, in Love Island news this week, Liberty is finally starting to question Jake, the fake, the slithering snake. I can't stand Jake. Jake is from my neck of the woods. I'm from Bristol. He's from Weston-super-Mare. We're like a stone throw away from each other. He is letting us down. I feel like we should deport him. We should exile him. Who can we swap him for? We need to figure it out. Like, I don't know who the mayor of Weston-super-Mare is, or who has the key to the city. I definitely should have the key to the city for Bristol. But that's a conversation for another day. Jake, we need to find the Weston-super-Mare mayor and get him out. Like, he's bringing us West Country folk to shame. Like, we're not here for it. We're very genuine people, okay? We're very loving, we're very sweet. And Jake is so calculated, so manipulative. Like, I'm not a doctor, so I can't diagnose people with any sort of disorder or behaviour, but if I was a doctor, which I am not, but I would be diagnosing him with a disorder that begins with an N. But I know you guys are sensitive, so I won't say it, but you know the vibes. Like, he's very N-word. That's what he is. And I don't like it one bit, but I'm glad to see that Liberty is starting to figure it out. She's being more aware. She's very aware of how aware he is of the cameras, of positioning, of conversations he has, she's starting to kind of like, you know, like get to it. And I think she doesn't like that he speaks to Mary so much. I don't think that's a thing though. I think that is just, I don't know, I think that's just them being friendly. But I know that Liberty is starting to not like it. She's starting to not like him speaking to other women. And he keeps saying things like Mary and Millie would be his type, but they didn't look at you. Like, they didn't even look at you twice. So why are you telling her that Mary and Millie would be your type when neither of them wanted you? So are you your type's type? No, you're not. They didn't want you. So why are you telling her that? I think he does a lot to put her down and a lot to make her dependent on his praise. And I don't like that. Men do that a lot. She needs to get away from him. And I hope they do the scene where family gets to come in. And I hope her family tell her to run. It's not lit. That is not a relationship that's going to last outside of the villa. And I think Liberty deserves better than that. I think as far as being genuine goes, she is very genuine, and it's a shame to see her with someone who is so fake. So let's hope sooner or later she kind of wises up. I hope though that this is not something that the producers have done in terms of like making the strongest couple argue, because they do that a lot. I hope it's not manufactured by the producers, because sometimes in Love Island, when a couple is really, really popular, they make them argue so that the public can kind of feel sorry for them and then vote them to win. If they do win, I hope Liberty steals the 50k. We've never had a contestant do that, so let's hope Liberty steals the money, because he doesn't deserve a penny. Okay, so the two beautiful ladies that are Steph London and Miss Banks recently released their new single, Dip, and the video to accompany it. Here's the thing. So Steph London, despite what people say, is my favourite female UK artist. Like, I'm not arguing with you guys. In my opinion, she's the best. Like, she is the only UK artist who I can listen to driving, like whilst I'm getting ready. Like, I love to hear her songs when I go out. I love Steph. Like, I really do love her. Miss Banks gives me bad bitch music. Like, if I show you how many times I played Novikov, you will think there was something wrong with me. Like, I had that song on repeat at one point, okay? So they are two artists that make great music, and I just don't love this song. It kind of let me down a little bit. It's giving very like shisha lounge times Rest in Peace Pop Smoke. That's the vibe. I don't love it. And the choreography is very like do you remember the film Honey? Like, all that sort of choreography. It's giving like Step Up 2. It's giving very Honey. Don't love it. Like, I'm not here for it. I'm so sorry, girls. Like, I'm just not, like, it's just, I don't know. I don't like it. I wish they would have given me like a bad bitch anthem, because the two of them together, like the baddest bitches in the whole country. Can you imagine like a full-on bad bitch anthem with like Ferraris and like kettles and like Cubans? Like, I would have loved like a proper anthem to ride us out for the rest of the year. You know, one of them tunes that you can play when you're getting ready with your girls. Like, that is what I would have loved. I would have loved to see that from them. But I'm glad that they're making music together, because there was a time when there was a little bit of rumour, like there were rumours of like a little rift between them or some sort of like rivalry. A lot of the time though, the industry does that. So a lot of the time, the blogs, the industry, the people around them will pit two girls together, against each other, when there's really no beef. Because they put out a track 5 years ago, that was more my vibe. I can't remember what it was called, but I'll put it up on the screen for you guys in case you want to go and listen to it. But that was more my vibe. I feel like at this point, I would have loved to just see something a little bit more true to themselves. Like, I just don't, this is not the sound for me. But I'm just one person, and the rest of you might love it. But they look amazing in the music video. Two beautiful girls, two gorgeous girls who are killing it in the UK scene at the moment. And like I said, Steph London is my favourite British female artist. So yeah, keep doing what you're doing, girls. And their video is at like 1.1 million views in less than 24 hours. I don't think any like female act has done that before. Don't listen, and if they have, please don't come for me and tell me that I'm wrong. I don't care. Like, I'm not Diane Sawyer. This is not Newsnight. You don't come here for the facts. You come here for my opinion. Okay? Glad we got that straight. So guys, a little bit of sad news. Unfortunately, Nines has pled guilty to money laundering and drug charges. I believe he went to court this week or earlier on or a few weeks ago, I'm not sure when, but he pled guilty. I'm not here to comment on the facts of the case or even go into the case or talk about the ins and outs, because I don't think that is my business. I don't think it's anyone's business, to be honest. I am more just devastated that someone as talented as him is now behind bars. Scrapped is also behind bars, and it's frustrating because if you listen to Nines' music and if you're no stranger to his music, you know he talks about him being a trapper first and a rapper later, but in his case, he really could have stopped that. He really could have gone on tours. He really could have made so much money from music that he didn't need to continue doing that. And I think that's the frustrating thing. Not nice to see so many think pieces though on what he should and shouldn't have done, even though I have just given you my opinion, but I don't think any of us are in his shoes and none of us know what he's been through, what he's going through, and why he chooses to make the decision he makes. But from a fan perspective, I'm a real fan of Nines, and I think it sets a bad example. There are so many young boys that are talented, that can do music, that can go really far. Nines, in my opinion, reached that pinnacle of the music industry. He could have gone on tour. He could have gone on tour like 10 times over with his music, with his albums. He always put so much into his work, so much into his music. We really could have seen like a real rap superstar. There's loads of superstars and there's loads of people who make music that kind of make rap music in the UK but don't stay true to their sound. I feel like Nines is one of those people that have stayed true to their sound for years and years and years and years. A little bit like Blade Brown, like they've never switched up on the sounds and they've been successful. And I think with Nines, had he have kept going on the trajectory that he was on, we could have seen a real rap superstar. So it is a little bit disappointing, but I wish him all the best and I hope that whatever situation he's in, he can get that sorted out quickly and come home whenever that is and start making bangers again. He will definitely be missed in the music industry, I'm sure. All of my prayers are out to his loved ones, and yeah, I'm not really sure what else I can say on that situation really. Huge congratulations to Stormzy, who had his Madame Tussauds wax figure revealed this week. What an achievement. Like, I think so many of us as kids grew up wanting to go to Madame Tussauds, grew up taking pictures next to the wax figures. So to have somebody who essentially represents us, represents our culture in a place as amazing as Madame Tussauds is a huge achievement, and I hope he is celebrating this weekend. Now, I have to balance out my videos. Next is, I'm gonna have to give someone a dragging, I'm afraid, and it is CJ Uja. I hope I'm saying that right. CJ Uja? Uja, I was correct. CJ Uja. He is part of the British athletics team. He was competing in the Olympics in the 400-meter hurdle relay. 400-meter relay. You can tell that I don't watch the Olympics, but he was competing in the British 400-meter relay race, and he may have ruined it for everybody. He has had some doping allegations against him. I'm not sure if we actually do have the results of his test yet. I'm not sure if we know if it's fact or fiction, if it's just rumour, but he has been accused of doping, and so I'm assuming that there is an investigation that's kind of underway at the moment. If those allegations turn out to be true, then England will be stripped of its silver medal for the 400-meter relay race. How annoying if you're one of his teammates. Like, that must be the most frustrating thing ever. There's always someone who ruins it, and there's been a real conversation about doping, especially this Olympic season because of Sha'Carri Richardson. But don't dope. Like, you know the rules. You are athletes. You train. You guys train for so long, so hard. You ruin it not only for yourself, but for your teammates, for your country, for your coaches, for everyone who's put so much time, your sponsors, for everyone who's put so much time and money into you, for you to then be a doping rat. Like, it is just so frustrating. Do you know what, yeah? If I was his teammates, honey, if I was one of his teammates, I would whoop his ass. Like, I would beat his ass at training. Like, if he, like, can you imagine, yeah? Going to training for the first time after being stripped of your silver medal and seeing him walk into the gym. I'd be like, I know that ain't who I think it is. I would be so... Guys, I can't say on camera what I would do, but he deserves a good old-fashioned beatdown, because that is crazy. Absolutely crazy. And it's such a shame for the rest of the teammates, and I'm like, I can imagine they must be on pins and needles right now. Let's hope though it's just an allegation, but he has turned his comments off on Instagram, so something tells me that there could be some truth to this. But prayers out to them. Prayers out to them. I don't know what else to say. Prayers out to them, hun. Good luck, hon. I really hope that this is not the truth. I hope this is a lie. I hope it is fiction. Is fiction the real or the false one? Or is it non-fiction? I don't know. I hope it's not true, is what I'm trying to say. Like, I hope that this is a false allegation and that England can keep their silver medal, because if not, don't go to training. Don't go back to training, hun. Don't do it. Lastly this week, and this is a little bit more serious for my channel, but I do want to give a shout out, or well, I guess not shout out, but just send my condolences to the 5 people who were killed by the terrorist in Plymouth. I can't even remember his name actually, which shows me how little the media have been like talking about him as like the terrorist. His name is Jake Davison. He is a white 23-year-old male and terrorist who shot and killed 5 people this week in Plymouth, and then cowardly turned the gun on himself. I believe he had a shotgun. One of the saddest things about this story is that well, it's all sad, right? Like, there's never going to be something that's more sad than the other, but something that always kind of drives me crazy when I hear stories like this is that 2 of the people he killed were just walking by, and it's wrong place, wrong time. And I always just think, imagine if those people were walking by 10 minutes earlier or 10 minutes later, they could still be alive today. That always plays with my mind. But nonetheless, every single person whose life was taken by this terrorist is just as important, and all I can do is send my prayers. It really does irk me though how the media portray white men in the media when they commit crime, opposed to black men. Even sometimes when black men are just suspects, they haven't even been confirmed to be guilty. And black women, again, as suspects, they haven't actually been confirmed to be guilty. We find, or they find, the worst pictures of them, pictures that make them look aggressive or angry or miserable. Those are the pictures used. When it's a white man or a white woman, we find pictures of them that make them look happy, or pictures of them with their children, or pictures of them as family men and women. And that is probably the most frustrating thing for me. Please let's not make any mistake. Jake Davison is a domestic terrorist. He killed 5 innocent people, shot 5 innocent people on a random afternoon just because he wanted to. Like, domestic terrorist. Let's call him what he is, and let's stop constantly giving him the benefit of the doubt. Let's stop talking about mental health when these things happen. Mental health, yes, is a huge issue in society. It is a huge problem, but let's keep the same energy. When black people are accused of committing crime, they are not afforded the same mental health barrier. They are not afforded the same mental health sympathy. They're not afforded that benefit of the doubt. So let's stop doing it for white men. Let's call it what it is. Let's call him a domestic terrorist. Anyway, guys, I'm so sorry to like end the video on such a Debbie Downer, but you guys know the vibes. I will be back here same time, same place to give you all of next week's shenanigans. Make sure you guys subscribe to my channel and hit the notification bell. Leave me a comment on any of the stories this week, anything you think I missed, anything that you kind of agreed with or you disagreed with. Don't forget to watch my latest video. It is a recap of the 10 best and worst dressed of the GRM Gala. So if you want to watch that, I'll put it up on the screen here. Just click that. Like, why are you not going to watch it next? What else do you have to do? It's Sunday. Click. Watch that. I'll be back next week, guys.